Vande Mataram children, welcome back to my YouTube channel RSK Competitive World, and this is a new session. In the last session, we have discussed regarding fertilizers and the manures and difference also we discussed. Here, the new slide I've come up with, that is adding manure and the fertilizers. That is, we already discussed it, but I want to take some review on this. So I want to revise it. See, the substances which are added to the soil in the form of nutrients for the healthy growth of plants are called soil manures and fertilizers. Okay, but in the last session I discussed with you that the difference between manure and fertilizers, both are important for the growth of the plant, but even though fertilizers are dangerous because they are made up of chemicals, the manure are natural and made up of animal dungs. We can't get any health hazards out of that manure. So even though nowadays we are not come up with the manure, so that is also I discussed. So the fertilizers are made up of chemicals which are made in the laboratories, which will affect on the human being health, that I discussed. But in nowadays also, so according to this new world, that we have to adjust with that. So as soon as the population keep on increasing, so according to that we modified our lifestyle. So we are going with the fertilizers. It means we are eating the vegetables which contain the chemicals. Those you already I discussed which are those chemicals, that like phosphates, okay, phosphate, so many chemicals. So here manure and fertilizers supplies mineral nutrients to the crop, that we discussed. These nutrients are essential for the growth of the plants. Yes, continuous growing of crops makes the soil poorer in the certain nutrients. See, continuous growing of crops, that is also I discussed at this point very clearly. That point, this point, see this, I will make mark here. This point we discussed. See, crops makes the soil poorer. Why? Because continuous growing of plants means crops. So there should be some difference between two crops. There should be some difference, means that we have to give some gap between two crops. Are you getting my point? So then only we can get a better yield of the crops. And continuous using of fertilizers also will lead less fertility in the soil. The soil will lose its fertility, and also continuous using of fertilizers also will affect on human being health. That is also I discussed. Okay, see, leave it, we will go for the next slide. Just I am revising this. So therefore farmers have to add manure to the fields to replenish the soil with nutrients. So that's why to make the soil rich content, we need to add these manures. We have to replace fertilizers by manures to rich the soil. This process is called manuring. Improper or insufficient manuring results in weak plants. If you can't add in a proper time, if you can't add manure to the field, then you can't get a better yield, better crops. You can't get good quality of a crop at the end of the season, whether it will be in the summer season or it may be in the winter or in the rainy season. Okay, yes. See, water fertilizers also we discussed this one, no need to discuss this. Okay, if you need some points, here they have given. Fertilizers are chemical substances which are rich in particular nutrient. Fertilizers are produced in factories. The use of fertilizers has helped farmers to get better yield of crops such as wheat, paddy and the maize. So even though I discussed that fertilizers are affecting the human health, though also we are discussing that it is the now farmers also they are using these fertilizers, but we have to go with the situation. Okay, so if it is possible from your side, your parents, most of your parents are farmers, that you just modify them, you just give them knowledge regarding this. You have to replace this fertilizer by the manure. Okay, we can go for the cow dung. Okay, let's see the but excessive use of the fertilizer has made the soil less fertile, that we discussed this. Fertilizers have also become a source of water pollution. This is very important, which is that this point, it's very important. Fertilizers have also become a source of water pollution. See, excess of using fertilizers which are made of chemicals, when it is these fertilizers mixed with the water, that will lead to the water pollution. Then again it will be affecting on all living organisms, not only human health, all living organisms. Okay, yes. See, what are the advantages that I keep on adding the point, that is we have to replace fertilizers instead by manures. Then what are the uses of, what are the benefits of the manures? If you add to the field, then what are the uses, advantages? See, the first advantage is it enhances the water holding capacity of the soil. Are you getting my point? It enhances the water holding capacity of the soils, means nothing but it improves the quality. It enhances, means it develops the water holding capacity. So for that, for the I will clearly I will give one activity for this enhancing. See, we discussed this one in the 7th standard. The last year I discussed with the with your elder brothers and sisters, that we did the experiment also in this one. Water has, that is the soil has a water, that a little bit of dry soil you can take in the textbook test tube, and you can heat it. Then you can get a small drops of the water will be get attached to the inner wall of the test tube. You can see where the water will come from that soil, means that soil has the water, meaning is that it has a good holding capacity, that soil has a water holding capacity. See, that can be, we have to develop. How will you develop? By adding manure to the field, to the soil. And second advantage is that it makes the soil porous, due to which exchanging of gases becomes easy. Porous, the meaning of porous here, this meaning of porous is nothing but makes that soil make some holes into that soil. Are you getting my point? If you add manure to that soil, particular soil, then that makes a porous, completely that soil become a porous, means itself it becomes some holes into that, where it will help to exchange the gases between that. Then why we need to exchange the gas into the soil? Because some friendly microbes will be present into the soil. So those are also living organisms, those also need respiration. They will also follow the process of respiration, the exchanging of the gases for their survival. Okay. So see, it increases the number of friendly microbes. If there will be a keep on exchanging the gases into the soil, means there will be a reproduction will process keep on going into the soil, and automatically there will be a increasing in the number of microbes also into the soil, and it improves the texture of the soil. Here meaning of the texture means not the structure of the soil, its fertility, its quality. Are you getting my point? Not its structure, its quality and its fertility. It improves its fertility also and its quality also. Okay. See, we have here one activity. See, that I will explain this activity on what basis it defend, everything we'll discuss. This activity is that you have to do this activity in your home with your parents, you can take the help of your parents, you can do it. Okay, so what this activity is, take moong or gram seeds, that everybody has this gram seeds in your home. You can take it and germinate them. So you know very well that what is germinate. You can put the seed, quality of that gram seed into the soil, quality of the soil, put the water, keep it into the sunlight, all that basic things. If it gets the seed will get all basic things, then the seed will germinate within 2 to 3 days. It will start germinating, that we discussed in the PIP standard, germination. Okay, so no need to explain. Okay, what is germination, already you know very well. So select 3 equal sized seedlings out of these. Then after germination, you can take the equal sized seedlings. Means that seedling means that a small plant of that gram seed. Okay, small plant of that gram seed. Okay, so equal size, you can take equal size of 3 equal size seedlings out of these. Now take 3 empty glasses. Got my point? You can take 3 empty glasses or similar vessels. You can take glasses. The glasses are available in your house. You can take. Mark them as A and B and C. Okay, separately 3 glasses will be there. You can mark or label with the A, B and C. To the glass A, you can add a little amount of soil mixed with a little cow dung manure. Are you understanding? The glass which is labeled with A, you can fill with soil, also little amount of a manure to that. In glass number B, the glass which is labeled with B, you can put the same amount of soil mixed with a little urea. So urea here is representing fertilizer. Please, here urea means it is fertilizer. Are you getting my point? Urea, it is representing fertilizer. Please keep in mind. Here manure we discussed already. That is, in the glass number A, we have soil with manure, and glass number B, we have here a urea, that is fertilizers. Okay, and take the same amount of soil in glass C without adding anything. Don't add any, only just to add a soil into that with seedling and the soil, just only soil to that C glass. Are you getting my point? What you have to do, take a 3 glasses and label them as A, B, C, and in the glass A you can add a soil with manure. So in glass B you can add soil with the urea, and in the glass C only soil you can add with the seedlings, equal, that is equal size of a seedlings. Then what you have to do next, now pour the same amount of water in each glass. Means you have to fill all those glasses with the each amount of water, same amount. If you take the 5 ml, 10 ml of water, just keep adding the same amount of water to all the 3 glasses. Okay, plant the seedlings in them. Now you can plant it. The all seedlings, the equal sized seedlings you have taken already, that you can, that is plant it in those all respective glasses labeled with A, B and C. Keep them in a safe place and water them daily. Keep them in a safe place and water them daily. So you have to keep all them in a safe places, means they must need sunlight nearby your window glasses, nearby where there will be a sufficient amount of sunlight should be available. Okay, sun rays should be, it is available on those 3 glasses. In that manure, just keep them nearby the windows or out of your corridor, your house corridor. In that you can keep them, and safe, should be safe. Okay, and what you have to do, that after 7 to 10 days observe their growth. You can keep adding water to that. All those 3 glasses should be in the safe place, should be sunlight should be available to all those 3 glasses labeled with A and B and C. Okay, and you can observe after 10 days. What you will observe, this is the activity. What you will observe, that nothing but the observation you will get, that the question here they have asked, but the answer, after 7 days you will get a better yield. In which glass? In the glass labeled with a B, not in A, not in C. Where you will get a better yield of a crop, you will get the seedling, better yielding seedling, the seedling you will get in the glass number B. Are you getting my point? My question is why? Why? Because the second glass B containing soil with urea here acting as a fertilizer. Urea here acting as a fertilizer means compared to manure, which is glass, manure is there in the A glass, the fertilizer there in the B glass in the form of urea. So that urea is acting as fertilizer, which is a rich content of nutrients that will support the plant for their growth. So that's why after 7 to 10 days there will be increases in the size of the plant. Are you getting my point? The growth of plant will be more in case of glass number B. Why? Because of fertilizer, rich in nutrient. This is the case what we have to study. Are you getting my point? This is why we need to study, because that is the difference between the manure and the fertilizer what we need to understand here. So the fertilizer why we need to add to the crop, that is to the field, because of this purpose. But keep in mind, excess of fertilizers if you keep on adding to the field will lead to the water pollution also. That is the main point what we have to learn from this lesson. Not only to listen, you have to understand some points here that we have to adopt in our life also. So not only learning here, we are not only here to learn, you have to also to learning, and also you have to informing to your parents which are there already farmers. That will help them. Not only the whole this Karnataka, whole world. If you keep informing, informing your parents as who are farmers, you have to replace fertilizers by manures, then definitely we will be safe in some years. Are you getting my point? That's why this lesson is there for you. Okay, so we'll go for the next. See, we already discussed the difference between the fertilizers and the manure. If you need, you can again. Okay, so these are the differences. Okay, we'll move for the next slide. Already we discussed this. So the next important point is irrigation. That is where we discuss this. These are the agricultural practices which are we discussing. We are already discussed the preparation of the soil, sowing, adding manure and fertilizers. The fourth point is irrigation. Okay, see, all living beings need water to life. Exactly, 100%. Okay, all living organisms must need the water to survive on this earth. Water is important for the proper growth and development of the flowers, fruits and seeds of the plants. Not only for the plants, for all the living organisms. Not only plant, all the living organisms like other animals, birds, small microorganisms, all those. Okay, not only plants. Water is absorbed by the plant roots. Along with water, minerals and fertilizers all are also absorbed. Plants contain nearly 90% of water. Water is essential because germination of seed does not take place under dry conditions. 100% I will agree with this. Okay, so this is in the dry condition, the plants cannot grow, that you also know. So the fifth standard you learned this one. So for the germination of the seed, the basic things are, it needs water. The first thing, it needs water, it needs nutrients, it needs sunlight, and better quality of the soil and quality of seed. Then only it will germinate, otherwise it will fail, it can't germinate. Okay, so here the one important point is that here this plants containing 90% of water. See, plant contain 90% of water. Do you know what is the percentage of human body, how much it body containing water? 2/3 percentage. 2/3. Okay, our body also containing the water 2/3%. So in the same way, plants also containing each and every plant containing 90% of water. Are you getting my point? 90% of water, but only it utilizes only 1% of water for photosynthesis. That I explained you. explained you. Okay, that I explained you already. Please keep in mind, only 1% of water it will be utilized by plant for photosynthesis process. Here, the supply of water to crop at different intervals is called irrigation. Means supply of water. If there is a dry conditions, that field must and should it need water. So if there is no water supply, then there is no irrigation. So to get a better quality of a yield, we need to supply the water in a time to time. That is why they have mentioned here the word that is intervals, means time to time. If it is in the summer season, if they are not getting the water, then the people in the previous years, so many years back, they come up with so many sources. So because the rainy season only starts in the June session, that is June month, in June, July, August and September. After the September we can't get the rainy season. So then only in these 4 months without we can get the that is better yield of a crop. Can we survive by only these 4 months by getting the crops? No. We also need another 8 months now. We have to survive. The whole year we have to survive. So for that, what the people, the previous, that is ancient people, they come up with so many sources of water. That is what we have to discuss. That is, say that, sources of irrigation. So main thing of the farmers is depending on the irrigation only. So they have come up with so many sources. Not only they are depending on the rainy season, they have come up with the other seasons like summer and also in the winter season. So for that, in that cases, they need watering for their crops. For that, they have come up with these sources. First one is wells, you know very well. Okay, wells, tube wells, ponds, lakes, rivers, dams and canals. These all are made by human being. Man-made. These all are man-made. Okay, nowadays these are the rivers, means the water which we made, we collected here in this, where there will be a less, means a deep depth of the areas, the water, whenever there will be rainy season, the water collected in the lakes, in the rivers, and for them, for that river only we have come up with, we constructed the dams. Okay, so see, traditional methods, there will be two kinds of methods in the irrigation. One is a traditional method, another one is that could be a modern method. So traditional methods, in that time, in the so many years back, the farmers, how they surviving, how they come up with their crops, how they will planting, that is watering the plant, that is for their crops. That what did we discuss? Traditional methods means the water available in the wells, lakes and canals is lifted by the different methods in different regions for taking it to the fields. They have come up with so many different methods, and in the different regions we are using the different methods. The cattle or human labor is used in these methods. That time there will be no sources, there will be no, technologically we are not sound in those days. So that's why the people in that time, they have come up with the cattle, or also they will use the human labor to lift that water for their purpose in the crop, that is a better getting the that is a crop yield. Okay, so these methods are cheaper but less efficient. So methods are very cheaper, there will be not that is cost effective. It's a cheap, it is very cheaper, but it is less efficient, means it will take more human labor. Or if you take a cattle also, you can get a more cattle, then only you can complete your work, and it will take a much of your time, much of human resources. So that's why they have mentioned here important point, that is a less efficient. Got my point? Though it is a cheaper, it is a less efficient nowadays. See that nowadays we have come up with the, technologically we are so sound, we come up with so many machines we are come up with, we are lifting the water from the well and canals and rivers at all. So I will come back to you afterwards. So they have come up with these traditional methods. Which are those methods? Moat, chain pump, there will be a dhekli, rahat. These are the, so some kinds of methods they have come up with. Okay, traditional methods. And nowadays we have come up with that's diesel we are using as a source, biogas, electricity, solar energy, and these all are used to run these pumps. These are machines nowadays we are using, not then the traditional. These are traditional methods. Traditional methods are these: moat, chain pump, rahat and dekli. These are the traditional methods, that lifting the water from the well and by using the cattle or human being sources as a human being source. And but though even they are cheaper, but they are less efficient. The whole day they will use the water. If they want to water the plant, that is their crops, they need completely one day. So if comparing to for nowadays, within a 2 hours or 3 hours or 4 hours, within that 4 hours you can completely water your whole field, 1 acre of land. Are you getting my point? Within 4 hours you can complete your work. So by using the modern methods, which are most modern methods, I'll come back to that. Is a sprinkler method, and the another one is drip system. Sprinkler system, another drip system. This is a sprinkler system that I think in the 7th standard we discussed some points on this. This system is more useful on the uneven land where sufficient water is not available. Are you getting my point? This system is more useful on uneven land where there is a not a even land. We can call that as an uneven land. It can be useful in that place. Okay, sprinkler method. The perpendicular pipes having rotating nozzles on the top are joined to the main pipelines at regular intervals when water is allowed to flow through the main pipe under pressure with the help of a pump. See how the water can be lifted from the well. For example, if a machine can be fitted to the well, we have come up with the sprinkler method. So usually we'll go for the grapes here. So can you see that grapes or tomatoes? So nowadays we are come up with this sprinkler method for the tomatoes, these grapes and all these. We are using this sprinkler method. Means this sprinkler method will help the whole land. Means when you will sprinkle the water with the help of the nozzle with the high pressure of water, if it is lifted from the well, that will be with the help of a nozzle from the, that nozzle will completely sprinkle the water, means completely it will cover the whole field. So by this one we can maintain the moisture under the water, that is soil. So it will be helpful for the each and every plant for their proper growth, and at the end of season we will get a better yield of a crop. Are you getting my point? The water can be lifted here. See here, there will be a given here. See, can see the motor is, see motor is, that is, see this motor they are fitted here. They are fitted here completely, and see the nozzle will be here. See the nozzles are here. Can you see these are nozzles? So these are the nozzles. See this perpendicular pipe. See this perpendicular to this whole field. If you consider this as a horizontal, the field is acting as horizontal. This vertically, this is perpendicularly. Are you getting my point? This pipe is perpendicularly. It is to this field. Means when the water is lifted from this well, and it will with the high pressure it will move here. If the water pressure, the pressure of the water, if it is more, then water will be along with this horizontal line of the pipe will move, and with the high pressure the water will be coming through the nozzle and it will start sprinkling around its field, which maintain its moisture around its plant. Are you getting my point? So in this way we can maintain the plant moisture around its area, and it will also helpful for its growth. Okay, yes. See second method is drip system. So that is in Kannada we can say this is a honey niravari paddhati. Okay, so this drip system, in this system the water falls drop by drop just at the position of the root, so it is called a drip system. It is the best technique for the watering fruit plants, gardens and trees. So that in the last year we discussed this drip system also. So what is the use or benefit of this system? Exactly at the root base, the position of the root, where there will be a position of the root, in that place only we are dropping the water drop by drop, not with a high pressure, drop by drop. Why this drop by drop of water to the roots of the plant? Because if the water, if you utilize properly, drop by drop, the roots completely utilize that whole water, and it will helpful for its growth, and you will get a better yield, okay. So these are the methods which we discussed, modern methods and that is traditional methods. So here we discussed the fourth point in the preparation, that is the fourth method. It is that what we discussed in the previous sessions. We discussed preparation of soil, sowing, adding manure and the fertilizers, and this is a irrigation. This is the fourth point of agricultural practices. Okay, water is also important. What we need to first, we need to prepare the soil, then afterwards we need to sow the seed, then again we have to add some manure and fertilizers to the field, then afterwards we need to supply the water to the field, then only we'll get a better yield. Okay, we'll discuss the next process, that is the next agriculture practice, in the next session. Up to that, keep watching my YouTube channel, and you can share this video in Facebook, Twitter, and everyone. I'm requesting all the students that you just subscribe it and keep watching, and if you get any difficulties, and you can drop me that difficulties to my personal number, and lastly that you just subscribe my channel, and you can share this video in a Facebook. Everybody we have I hope that you have Facebook accounts, and you can share into your Facebook accounts, which will helpful for me for to get again in the next session. I will come back with the better videos. Okay, thank you so much.